What is going on, my good people? We are back. We took that Thanksgiving hiatus, but your boys are Monarchs of Wrestling. We back in the building. I know my co-host, the man himself, the hardest working man in podcasting, the playmaker, is excited about this war games that we just had. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna dig into that. We're gonna do a little bit on this AEW full gear as well. Even though it was last week, we didn't get to cover it because I take the Thanksgiving break. But I am your boy Cool McCain. To my side, that's your man, the playmaker. Playmaker, what's good tonight, man?
Man, oh man.
So we're gonna dig
This is
into it,
one of
man.
this is one of them times I wish the freaking Premium Live event was not uh like 2 days earlier than Raw. Oh my goodness.
So
Is
playmaker, there's only one place that we can start, right? And that's the end of the pay-per-view. The crew, everybody's thinking they're just about to hit the WWE logo sequence and the show is about to be over. And instead, there's a familiar song that starts to play. We haven't heard in over 10 years. Look in my eyes. What do you see?
the
Cult of
cult of
personality.
personality.
Playmaker, let me ask you this question. When you heard that, when you heard that first riff and you knew what it was, how did you feel? Did you cry?
Man, no, I didn't cry. That okay. So since we started the end, we might as well go and start out with the main event. The
No,
men's war game.
but this was really the
Because
main event.
no, because it ties into it. Or
I know, but
what
some
I
point
was
was really the main
thinking.
event. But go ahead, sir.
This is no, I'm saying because it ties into what I was thinking the whole time. So they did it. They did this match. I'm like, so Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, they play it off very well. No Randy Orton. Randy Orton is not there when the match starts. He's not even there when all the competitors get in the ring. By the way, I gotta say, the idea that they had Damian Priest do was brilliant. We gonna
Enlighten the
put
people, sir.
Seth Rollins. We gonna put Seth Rollins through this table after they destroyed Cody Rhodes' team. And you know what? Hey, bring that briefcase up. I'm like, I'm gonna be honest. Cool. I looked. I was like, Cool's finna lose his mind. The next time we record this man's finna cash in doing a work case match. I was saying like, Cool is about to go crazy when we record. Cause this is ingenious.
Yes, that would have been an ingenious move.
I hear voices in my head here. Oh my goodness. Is and everybody else seen it. Cool. I'm gonna let you jump in real quick. Randy Orton came back looking phenomenal before he
Randy
got
Orton
in the
came
ring.
back looking like Randy Orton came back looking 20 years younger than he was the last time he was there. The mutton chop almost with the stuff missing beard, the old man look, the worn down look. It was all gone. He comes out, he's hyped. I'm like, dang, that looked like almost like prime Randy Orton. That's crazy. I mean, he's into the character. He's barking at the crowd. It's wild. And Judgment Day is just frozen. They just like, I'm like, didn't
He's
you know he's
actually
gonna be the match?
no, he's actually back. Like no,
Yeah.
he's literally back. That's that type of freeze. No, he
Hmm.
wasn't supposed to come back.
Right.
No, he's
He was
back.
supposed to act like he was gonna come and not come because that makes sense of WWE storyline. But
It worked. It definitely worked.
the way they did it definitely worked, and it was better than. had he just popped up. Had he just walked down during the regular match, been in the cage where everybody else, this wouldn't have had the same effect. So how they did him returning, I do like, right? I love it. Little him and Cody had a little look, a little quick moment or whatever. Then later on, him and Jay had a little acknowledgement moment after the match when the whole thing was going down with CM Punk. But
Hey,
yeah, and
and
then
shout out JD. I give you props, man, because I give you props. You took it.
JD always eats it. But he wasn't the only one that ate something. Do we recall one super RKO? Is that what we're calling it now?
I guess
Whatever we're calling it.
I'm talking about for that match for him to be the one for him to be the one to take that one.
Well, you know he was going to be the one to take it. Like I already knew he was going to be the one to take it. But that super RKO, that was impressive. Randy's timing was a little bit off. You could tell he had been there for a minute, but it was still executed well. And I'm gonna
That
give
was
it
great.
back to you, sir, because
So
I want you to be able to
so
articulate your
we
feelings.
Cody Rhodes his finisher was it on Damian Priest I think, or was it on Dominic?
Yes, I think he hit his on Damien, if I remember correctly.
So hit his finisher 1, 2, 3. Team Rhodes wins.
Hmm.
You looked at the time. I'm like, this ain't over. And knowing and it's Randy Orton, so you have that you always have that feeling. Somebody finna get caught. This is what I'm thinking. I'm like, this ain't over. Somebody finna get caught. So somebody's finna catch this RKO. And I'm just sitting here just waiting on the whole time. Right? I'm just like, somebody's getting RKO. There's something else has to be because you still got time. And then like you said, that that end credit hit on the screen, and the perfect way you get a shot of you get a wide shot of the cage with the crowd. The music hits, and you see CM's Punk, what you call it, on the screen. I'm like, holy Jesus!
In Chicago, by the way, in Chicago.
In Chicago, he is not. No, there's no way he comes out. Oh, he's back. Oh, things just got interesting now. He's literally back. Oh, it's on.
And I want to say,
Oh,
and I want
it's
to
on.
say, CM Punk came out and liked the new hairstyle, looking a little swole too. Like he been working on getting the swole back. I like the look.
So I'm sitting here like, there's like, wow. Because I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Without seeing Punk returning, I already enjoyed Survivor Series. Survivor Series delivered for me, and for most of the people that I have talked to through social media, Survivor Series had already delivered. So you didn't have to bring CM Punk back. Survivor Series did its job. But for most of us, seeing CM Punk back in WWE after 10 years, things have just got interesting now. Because first of all, I already knew there's history with so many people on our roster already. And now it's like, ooh, where are we going from here? And to think about it, Drew McIntyre stormed out, Seth Rollins, and y'all can and there's plenty of y'all who posted it on social media with Seth Rollins. When when your announcing table is holding back a superstar, that is brilliant if it's storyline wise, or this is some real type stuff that's going to happen here.
Now, something else that a lot of people did not notice: Rhea Ripley was also not pleased.
Nope, mommy was not pleased.
Mommy's always on top.
Mommy's definitely not pleased.
No, she's not.
So CM Punk returned to WWE after 10 years. And then now we got the behind the story of it. Triple H and Nick Khan didn't tell nobody.
Until he walked into the building, nobody knew.
And to find out Triple H took over at the last minute, said Triple H knew what he was doing.
Yep. He had it set so when they went to run the logo and the end credits, that's when CM Punk's music popped. So he set that up nicely.
Brilliantly. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna get into everything else, but I'm gonna tell you what WWE did, and then this what Cool can take over. I'm just going to tell you, we had 3 returns for Survivor Series. They
Don't
struck
tell them
gold
about
on
the other
all
one
3. I ain't gonna tell, but they
because
struck gold on all 3.
I know, but I need you to talk about the other one so I can talk about my talking point about this.
So
I need all 3
I
of them
mean,
to be out there.
so we already knew Randy Orton was coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll say this: we believed Randy Orton was coming back for Survivor Series.
Well, I mean, once Cody said he was on the
And
team, I knew he was coming back.
he shows up, he does his thing, still looks phenomenal. Still got to work on the ring rust, but that's you. When you gone for that long, you're supposed to have ring rust.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't matter. CM Punk had the holy moment of the night. Randy Orton had the impact of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Because after that whole don't get before Randy Orton, the match was what it's supposed to be. Judgment Day, because they really are a unit. Let them dominate. Let them do them, because they really are a unit.
Mm-hmm.
And your babyface, and like Cody Rhodes said in his press conference, when do you see this many baby faces pretty much damn near on the same level, on the same team, on the same show?
Right.
And then you bring the back to Viper. That's when everybody knew, oh, it's on now. Judgment Day
Cody
took the air
Rhodes'
like they
legacy.
supposed to. Judgment Day took the air like they were supposed to, because you're not finna spoil Randy Orton return. We know this.
No, you're not.
Then CM Punk comes out. Man, great. But I did say they had 3 returns, right?
You did. That's what I heard. That's 2.
The first return, and nobody even knew about this return happening. Well, nobody talking
And
about
some
this.
people might even missed it.
Our truth return. When our truth return, I'm pretty sure most people is like, man, my night's done. Our truth is back. We're good. Because everybody loves our truth. Our truth bring you laughter. When Cesaro was doing his thing, my family was down here for Thanksgiving. When we talked about it, seeing what Cesaro was doing, it made you miss our truth. Our truth came back in Chicago and did a segment with Cesaro, which was
There's some
great. It
cheddar
was
and sour cream
marvelous.
ruffles.
Chips are crisp.
The perfect segment to bring back our truth.
Just lovely. So I'm gonna stop right down. Let my man Cool get in real quick before we dive into the rest of the Survivor Series, because Survivor Series was, like I said, Survivor Series delivered. It really delivered, and I'm pretty sure Cool was happy with what he saw overall.
Definitely, I definitely was happy with what I saw. Here's the concern: we now have 3 "quote unquote" major players back, right? What happens next? And I say this because WWE, TKO, whoever you want to call them now, whatever the management brainchild is, they've been great at returns. But once the return happens, they're not able to keep those people hot for a long period of time. So we've got CM Punk back, we've got Randy Orton back, we've got Cody needing to finish his story. How is WWE going to interwork those three things? Then you got to have some type of moment between Jay and Randy and them kind of burying the hatchet, or Randy saying, I was good with you last night, but I am still coming for you. And I'm going to strike whenever you don't, expect me to, whatever they're going to do with that. The dirt sheets and everything have said Jey Uso is supposed to be a main event player up until WrestleMania when he has a match with Jimmy, right? So how are you going to keep all of these guys fresh from now until WrestleMania on one show, opposite the Judgment Day? CM Punk's going to be on Raw. Are we going to make CM Punk and Randy Orton free agents? That would make the most sense. Will WWE do that? Absolutely not, because I just said it makes the most sense. But if they were free agents, they'd be free to go from show to show, which would give them an opportunity to have rivalries and more things open to them and work with more people. We'll see, but that makes the most sense. R-Truth, great to see him return. We know he's going to go back to what he was doing previously, which is not really anything of value. So it's sad to see a guy that has so much talent go back to being nothing. They're not going to put him in even a mid card storyline. R-Truth is going to be somehow attached to this whole foolishness with Tozawa and Otis and all that mess. But that's not going to raise the profile of R-Truth at all. So my concern with what we saw is we saw three great returns, and at least two of those guys are going to be buried in a month. That's my concern, because that's what I see from the company that we have so far. They were having problems with the guys they already had. You're bringing in more guys that need attention, that need highlight spots. What are you going to do about it? That's what I want to see. We'll start to see that Monday night. That's what I'm concerned about. The long-term storytelling of WWE to keep these gentlemen, along with everybody else, they're supposedly going to keep relevant until WrestleMania.
Okay. So here, Monday Night Raw is gonna be interesting because it's already from what I saw, it's already announced that both gentlemen will be on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to that. Who's gonna open up Raw? And when is the other person coming out? So one has got to open up Raw.
Within 5 minutes, they'll both be out there, I think.
So then my thinking is this. If my thinking is clear, okay? Because remember, I've been on a high since last night, okay? And it's not just
Yeah.
CM Punk. It's the combination of the three returns, which only one we knew about. The show itself being good, and then getting two surprises. One at the beginning and one at the end. With the videos that have been posted on social media, ain't no secret. I'm pretty sure everybody don't see it. Today's age, people will put what they record at the end of pay-per-views on social media for other people to know what's going on. There's a line of people who don't like CM Punk. Main on the list is the world champion. How did you get? So now we have to ask the question. Maybe the think is not different, okay? But we have to ask the question. Does Seth Rollins keep the title to WrestleMania now? And have it to where it could be CM Punk and Rollins at Mania? And on the other side, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes around too? I feel that's a legit question to ask. There's a lot going on. Plus, we got to throw in Drew McIntyre, who stormed out, by the way, and is furious. Now, is he furious because of the loss? If we playing devil's advocate, but we know he's more furious at the fact that CM Punk returned. You have now, and
or
then
both.
Randy Orton. Randy Orton is back, and Randy Orton has a list of people he want to get back at. We know this. One of the main people on that list is Jey Uso. We got legit questions
Yeah.
now. So that's a question that you want to throw out there before you watch Raw. Maybe you might not get the answers on this coming Raw. Maybe you probably get some of the answers. But I'm gonna tell you this: we're not gonna get all the answers on this Raw. We're not gonna get all of them. Now we got the men's. Matter of fact, I ain't give you a chance to talk about the men's war games.
All I'm saying about the men's war games is, I mean, you pretty much said everything needs to be said about it. It was a great match, great spots. The story fit. The right guy took the eat. Sometimes when you're doing these things, a guy takes a pin. You're like, why? Why would you even do that? This all makes sense. The Orton return, them winning because of that boost, him coming in fresh later, so he didn't have to be in the match as long. He didn't have to take all the bumps. Was ingenious for a guy returning. So I like everything about the men's match.
All right, good, good. Now, obviously, we're not going to chronological order. So, real quickly, Santos Escobar gets the victory over Dragon Lee.
Makes all the sense in the world.
It does. It does. It does.
Mhm.
But in a way, I'm kind of disappointed because Dragon Lee was on a roll. Like, and
He
Dragon
ran up
Lee is,
against Hio Santos.
yeah, I know. What I'm saying is, it's one of those moments where you see a guy, he's rolling, like, yeah, they can do something with him. And then you have the momentum stop, which you had to because you put him against Santos. That's what who just turned heel.
But did they stop the momentum or did they just start it with new energy? Dragon Lee is going to the LWO, sir.
Cool. I can roll with that.
That's what I believe is happening. Dragon Lee is going to be in the LWO. Carlito's going to be out for a while. Ray's going to be out. They obviously Ray wanted to take time off. I'm pretty sure he may have actually been injured. I know Santos has been injured, so this may be a way. If you write Carlito off, you write Ray off. You have Santos talking trash. Of course, the rumors are that he's going to get Los Lotharios to be with him in his revamped faction, and then they're going to run roughshod until LWO gets a chance to take them out. The Dragon Lee led LWO. This is what I think is going to be the booking for that.
Okay. That happens. No complaints. No complaints. But I just know Dragon Lee's on a roll, and Dragon Lee's the Ricochet of SmackDown, in my opinion. That's the best way I can put it.
When you say that, you've already doomed him to be knocked down the card. You realize, sir?
Reason why I say that, he's in all the highlight match. All the highlight he's in the highlight match.
Right.
That's why I
But
said
what
he's
happens?
in the highlight match.
But what happens in those highlight matches if you're
That's what
Ricochet?
I know. Trust me, I know. That's why but that's why I made the comparisons. Just I'm just speaking facts here.
That's
But
tough
yeah,
on Dragon
Santos
Lee,
as
man.
well. Santos got the win. He has to have that win, or you
Hmm.
can't believe his hair time. Okay, so he
Right.
has to win that match.
Hmm.
Now we'll see what happens on SmackDown. Speaking of speaking of which, uh, real quick, we need to do something with the United States Championship. Logan Paul running, we ain't seen him since.
Well, here's the thing. Brock Lesnar was WWE champion for what, like a year? And we saw him like 6 times. Roman
Oh,
Reigns is the un accurately named undisputed champion, which makes no sense. And we see him defended what, like once every couple of months, it feels like. So actually, Logan Paul not showing up means he's just following the lead of the WWE, because it's really the WWE Championship. Call it what you want, but it's the WWE Championship. That's what I'm starting calling. I'm not doing all that foolishness. It's the WWE Championship. So we're doing the same thing that we see the WWE champion do. That's what the United States champion is doing. So hey, it's the status quo on SmackDown. You're champion, you ain't gotta show up.
but on the other side, well, I'm guessing SmackDown is the A show because their champion can show up when they feel like it, and the champions on Raw they defend their title constantly because and the Continental Championship match between Gunther and the Miz. Miz, I give you props. You showed up. You showed up. I knew you weren't. We knew you weren't gonna win, but you showed up. This is
This
why
is
I'm gonna
very
turn
true.
to
You
Cool
did.
because Cool didn't know which way to go with this one.
So I expected Gunther to win, no doubt about it. My thing is, I don't like what I'm hearing they're doing with the Miz. The Miz to me should be a perpetual tweener, where whatever he does at that time, whoever he's battling at that time, dictates if he's leaning a little bit more to being the good guy or the heel. He plays that tweener role, I think, better than most, and I think we need to leave him there. Right? We need to stop trying to make him a good guy or a bad guy. Just let him go out and go with the tide. If he's fighting Gunther, Gunther's the bad guy. Obviously, he's going to be the face in that feud. If he's fighting Champa or Gargano, he's going to be the heelish one in that because those are guys are over as good guys. So let him kind of be that tweener that can bounce back and forth. We don't have to define everyone. They're trying to do that with a guy that they use sporadically. They don't use the Miz consistently. They want to get somebody over and they need somebody credible that can verbally joust with anybody on the mic to go get Miz. Right? That's what they do. So why do we have to make him one or the other? Let Miz be Miz. He's the most must see in his mind superstar in all of WWE. So let him be that.
All right,
That's
so
my thoughts.
that's 3 of the 5 matches we got. Women's Championship match: Rhea
Rhea
Ripley
freaking bloody Ripley.
versus Zoe Starks. We knew Rhea was gonna win, but it's the question that I always ask, and Cool agrees with: how does Rhea win the match?
Mhm.
Now, obviously, she doesn't have to pull cheat and none of the stuff like that,
Mhm.
and it works. And then this match is the proof of it. Zoe gave her hell. Zoe gave her hell. But at the end, what does mommy always say?
Mommy always
Mommy's
comes out on top.
on. And that's what she did. But I like it now. Because Rhea's not winning decisively anymore. It's like each
Right,
competitor is
because
getting
all the
closer.
and you can accompany it and you can make it about the fact that there's so much going on within the Judgment Day that it's pulling her focus away from her being able to completely focus, which is why her matches are getting closer. So I like it. And you also notice we haven't seen Dirty Dom in her corner much anymore either.
Because you know what they doing now? Even though she's defending her title, Dirty Dom got a big match to prepare for his damn self.
So, question for you, and you're gonna like this:
Go
who in
for
the Judgment Day has the time and no other commitments where they can be mommy's little valet boy?
it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh man, that guy who took that damn RKO.
Hmm.
That guy who just was launched off the top of the cage into an RKO.
Hmm. The guy who always pushes the other members out of the way and takes the big moves for them.
By the way, we're not talking about Raw, but I do love the fact that they had Damian Priest make JD the official member of Judgment Day because yeah, that man took a spear for you.
That man took a hellacious spear for you, not just a spear, a hellacious spear. When you talk about a move that could have tore somebody in half, I don't know how JD was still in one piece after that hellacious spear, but
And
that's
that's by the way,
that's
Jay has mastered how to spear people, which is interesting because that's not even
Mhm.
his move.
But it is now because it's like a whenever I want to really stick it to my cousin, I could do your move as good as you can. And I would have beat you with it if my brother wasn't an idiot.
Thank God we ain't talking about SmackDown right now. We're gonna wait till next week to do that. Cause I know he got some choice words from one Jimmy Uso right about now.
Jimmy Uso
We
is
gonna
a
say that.
buffoon.
We gonna say that for next week.
That's all you need to know. He's a buffoon.
We gonna say that for next week. Oh man, that was great. So now we got the 4 matches out the way in this Wednesday match, and it's the match that kicked off Survivor Series. There was no kickoff match. Okay, there was no kickoff
Which I
match on the
liked.
kickoff.
Which I which I liked.
They gave us 5 matches. All 5 matches was on the card. So to open up, we had the women's damage control with the new and improved damage control, should I say, against the team of Charlotte Flair, Shotzi, Bianca Belair, and the man Becky Lynch. Now, this is where I put
We knew
a
who was going
little
to win
bit of
this
SmackDown.
from the beginning too.
This is why I put a little bit of SmackDown into it because I like what they did. Remember, this is the first time Charlotte and Becky shared the ring in who knows how long.
I believe since that WrestleMania match, right?
No, it was after that because remember they both were champions and they had to switch it.
You're right. You're right.
So they got drafted to different brands.
You're right.
So there's still some animosity over there, and the way that they used Bailey was ingenious. Charlotte. We had our private conversation, and you did say some stuff to Becky that I never revealed. And Becky, don't get the side eye, cause me and you, we had our talks too, and you said some things about Charlotte Flair that I never said. Brilliant, brilliant heel move. I know secrets that neither one of y'all know about each other.
Yep.
This is brilliant. And of course, Becky being who she is, fine. You want to talk your mouth? I didn't come here to run your mouth. You two, any one of you dopies, against me and the queen. I didn't know which way they was gonna go with it. I'm like, ooh, this could get interesting now. Are we gonna see any signs of damage control splitting, or are we gonna still see that rift between the queen and the man? Which way they gonna go? We saw the it's the rift between the queen and the man. That's how you end the SmackDown. Now we go to Survivor Series. How is this gonna work?
And they set
Great
it off
move.
early. Let's just get out of the way.
Great move. You had Becky to start off with Team Belair. Bailey starting off with damage control. Great move. That way you ain't have to have Charlotte. You don't have to have that moment between Charlotte and Becky of I'm going, no, I'm going. No. Put the top star in there first against the top star of the other team in there. Let's get to it. EO doing EO things. That's all I'm gonna say. EO doing EO things. If you paid attention to EO since the NXT days, you know what I'm talking about. No matter what, you're gonna get something from the genius of the sky. That's all there is to it. Not to be outdone, Charlotte got to get her moonsault in there. That's a damn. That's a
Hmm.
high ass moonsault, by the way. That is a very high moonsault. Lucky enough, nobody got hurt. We're good. Now for those of you, I'm gonna get to my EST with her two braids. Didn't think about that one. Very good though. You got two braids.
So you can beat more people.
That's what she did so when she got in the ring.
That's what she did. Yes, sir.
Great move. Love how all the teams work together. And then we got the hug between the queen and the man hugged it out towards the end of the match. Which was kind of actually the 20 point of the match, by the way. They hug and it's just like that. It's like Team Bianca just took off from there. And there was nothing damage control could do from that point forward. So love the match. Ladies represented very well. That's how you start off a show. Now, for damage control, like I said, both teams worked it well. That means we ain't see no turn come about. No hint of one either.
Right.
That's a clean fought match. The babyface wins. Go ahead. Cool.
So, what you have to understand about this match is we knew ahead who was going to be the winner. We knew who was going to win this match when the teams were announced. The moment Becky Lynch was added to this match, three megastars on the female side with Shotzi and Damage Control on the other side. We knew who was going to win this match. But the ingenious piece was who they had take the pin.
Bailey.
Ingenious. WWE told a wonderful story that will continue with Damage Control because Damage Control is about to be four people again. Bailey's about to get put out sometime in the near future. And the catalyst is going to be her being the captain and the leader in losing the match. Kudos for weaving that into the web of what we got going on.
There you go. By the way, you took you took a KOD and then you got put through a table with a man in the slam. Yeah, you're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
be the one that gets pinned.
Mm-hmm. But the blame's got to go on somebody.
So yeah,
You
I can
feel
see
me?
where you're going. Control can go out Monday and they can give Bailey that side eye look like you the one who lost.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. So that was a Survivor Series, man. They delivered. Cool had his Cool had his questions because he had his questions. But just on Survivor Series, sir, how do you feel?
If I don't look ahead, which I can't help from doing because of how my mind works, if I'm somehow able to push everything but the moment out, live just in the moment, I like Survivor Series quite a bit.
Because going in, you was worried. You was worried.
I mean, was I not right to be worried?
You was right. I'm just saying you was worried.
I was worried. I'll give it to them for the show. They did a great job. CM Punk was the creme de la creme, the cherry on top, that
And the
little
fun
extra bit of seasoning.
and the funny thing is they ain't even need to do that. That's the funny part
But
about
it
it.
didn't hurt because anytime you got to remember how the human mind works. The last thing that happens, that's the buzz point. The man winning the match, okay, cool. That happened. That's what's up. That's great. But having CM Punk come out in Chicago, that's gold. I have to give you props for that. Can't hate. Nothing but props. Great move. And then the way Triple H pulled it off, him and Shad Khan, that's great. I mean, I forgot whatever Khan, because it's Khans on both sides. But yeah, that's great. Playmaker, you are on mute. I know you are talking seriously. Hands moving and all
y'all
that.
get re- y'all get ready for Raw. Randy Orton's gonna be in the building. CM Punk's gonna be in the building. Seth Rollins is definitely gonna be in the building. I'm pretty sure Drew McIntyre's gonna be in the building because Drew McIntyre don't miss no shows. He'll all
Jay
baby
gonna
face.
be in the building.
Drew McIntyre don't miss no shows.
So I have a question, Playmaker. I know we.
What?
I'm gonna quickly talk about the AEW at the end here, just about their pay per view for last week, because they deserve a little love too, a little bit because they ain't many stories to tell, so just a little bit. Just tell better stories, you get more time. Um, what if we see a new incarnation of Legacy? What do you think about that?
Ooh, nah, I can't go there. Cause you need a third member. First, you need a third member, and secondly, the way
You have a
Cody
third
Rhodes
member,
is, not the way Cody Rhodes is, you can't. You have to find. That ain't gonna work. I can't see that working on this go around.
one change. Cody's the leader.
That's why I say that can't work. That can't work.
I think it could
I
because
don't
I think
think it
Randy's
could.
only going to be part time. I think actually wrestling, he's only going to be part time. So he would be fine being like the Ric Flair and Evolution type guy.
Okay, okay, but I just don't see Randy Orton doing that. That's just me. Uh,
And there is already a third guy.
you know. Oh, it's Jay.
Mm-hmm.
So for right now, for right now, Randy Orton came back. Basically, I'm doing this because Cody, not for Seth, not for Sammy, not for Jay. Cody gave me a call.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's over. I'm still the Viper. I am the apex predator.
But remember, what did Cody say? He's my legacy.
I don't know. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Okay. Especially that moment
I
when
think.
when he was behind Jay and he was like, "Yeah, I'm in your head, Jay," because Jay knows
Mhm.
he gonna catch one. He's gonna catch one.
But I think taking out Jay or actually sticking it to the bloodline, which one is more important? The way to actually stick it to the bloodline, who now is what, a 3-man team, is to have what of your own, a 3-man team. All three of those individuals have a lot of bones to pick
I will
with
say
what's
this
left of the
though.
bloodline.
I will say this in your defense though. That does help get us the brothers match in WrestleMania. Because we still got
Yes,
to
it
figure out how to
does.
get that. We still got to figure out how to
Hmm.
get that going.
We still got to figure out how to get Cody and Roman's match.
I'm pretty sure they already figured it out. They just waiting for the right time to pull that trigger.
And then Solo needs something to do. So what better than catching 5 RKOs and then giving out 17 Samoan spikes?
You know
Just saying.
that would be you know what that would be amazing. Randy, yeah, I seen you. I seen what you did to John Cena,
Yeah.
but I'm not John Cena.
And remember, man, there's a lot of madness in his mind, but there's some good thoughts in there too.
There's a reason why they call me the Legend Killer. There's a
Hmm.
reason why they call me the Apex Predator.
Hmm.
I strike when you least expect it,
And
and
all
I can
you
see
see is
Solo
Solo
get,
sitting there.
and I can see Solo getting mad because he getting caught every time,
Hmm.
and he has no way of catching Randy Orton because Randy Orton's always one step ahead.
Hmm. And we know this quote unquote brand split um, seems to die down by the time we get to Royal Rumble. And then after WrestleMania, a week or two after, it kind of everybody gets redrafted.
Man,
So just saying that would be
you sure got it.
temporarily
You sure got a
a
lot. You
good
sure
thing.
gonna have a lot of. You gonna sure have a lot of people. You gonna sure gonna have a lot of stuff on people's mind. They gonna be like, dang, he did say, man, I want to. Can they really do that? Man, they
Y'all
should.
watch. I done said some stuff, and people was like, "Oh no, no, no," and then it happened. I'm like,
They gonna be around here like, wait a minute.
they gonna be like, "Hey, I'm gonna take it back to the '70s. Does this mofolo work for WWE creative?" No, I don't. But I would be open to a job. WWE. Just saying.
All
All right.
right.
So, any other thoughts? Any other thing
No,
you want to talk about in regards
no.
to? You sure?
Triple H, outstanding job, sir. You get a chef's kiss for Survivor Series, man. That was
Not a
a
chef's
very.
kiss. Not a chef's
Yeah,
kiss.
they get a chef's kiss. Okay. To only have 5 matches and do what y'all did, yes. Because we know premium
And
live
I
events
think
usually ain't.
that's their formula, bro. That's really their formula, though, bro. Like if you give them a small amount of time to do matches, they're not that good. When you give them like 5 people, you give them about a little bit over 2.5 hours worth of actual stuff, going through backstage segments, actually letting matches kind of play themselves out. Everybody gets spots. This is when WWE is at its best. This is when they're at their best, and it worked.
But now
That's what I saw.
here's the downside to it. Now I have to sit here with Kane every week now and see if y'all gonna do what I usually think y'all gonna do, which is what Kane's gonna which who's gonna hate because it's the holiday season. And using around the holiday times, WE takes it a little bit slow. Now that you
That's
did
okay because
this,
they don't have another PLE to January, so that's okay.
Oh, you changing your mind now.
They can be slow, but you can still incorporate people. You just don't have to incorporate them every week. You know what I'm saying? You can have weeks where some people just ain't they not there. Maybe do a little backstage promo. Maybe just talk about them. Maybe it's a little video.
Oh, like they're doing with Shinsuke.
Yeah, like Shinsuke is a perfect example of how you tear somebody down multiple times, and then you decide we're gonna rebuild this person into like a credible good guy, bad guy, whatever. Shinsuke is a perfect example. You can do a couple more of those in different ways, and that
Okay.
works. But just not having them do anything, that's when our problem comes in there. And I feel like that's what's gonna happen. That's why I'm hesitant to trust them.
Uh, that sounds more like our truth. But it depends on what Archers wants to do. If he's wanting to continue what he's been doing, which it brings everybody laughter, and laughter is
But
good
see,
for
here's
the
the
soul.
thing: do we really believe that our truth goes and says what we want to do,
I don't know.
or do we really more believe like, all right, this is what you're good at, get out here and make people laugh, and not just our truth, Randy and CM Punk, you brought them in hot, right? What are you gonna do to keep them hot? Because history tells me you suck at that. So what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? These are the type of things that cross my mind as concerns. But hey, WWE can prove that I'm just being crazy. I don't think they will, but they can. I don't have enough trust in them for that. But we'll see. Next week we'll be able to talk about Raw, talk SmackDown, whatever else we want to talk about from previous ones we may not have been able to discuss. And we'll see where things are going. We'll see how they're trying to highlight these other guys along with the guys that already were having trouble with highlighting and getting good storylines. That's what we have to also consider. But we'll
All
see.
right.
All right, so we're going to take a few minutes here. Not a lot of storylines, but just go over some of the things from AEW's pay per view last weekend, Full Gear. So, 0 hour show. The only important thing I really want to talk about, well, there's two. The Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships were on the 0 hour show. It tells you how much they care about them. The only reason I'm even bringing this up is MJF and Samoa Joe against the Guns. So Adam Cole is MJF's partner, but Adam Cole is out with an ankle injury. Adam Cole is the Anthony Davis of AEW. So
Ouch.
Samoa Joe wants a championship match with MJF and told him, if you give me a championship match, I will tag with you to help you defend the tag team championships. Which he did. They did it against the Guns, who are a part of the Bullet Club Gold. They beat the Guns in the back. The Guns utterly destroyed MJF. He had to go to the hospital. Um, Eddie Kingston and Jay Lethal fought for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Eddie Kingston won. The only reason this match is important is because these are two guys, Jay Lethal, former Ring of Honor World Champion, and Eddie Kingston, the current champion, who really give you good matches and who gave you a good match for that. But still, it was on 0 hour, so a lot of people don't even watch 0 hour, which is like their pre-game show. All right, so in the actual uh, pay-per-view, the first match, Adam Copeland, Darby Allin, and Sting fought Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne. When I tell you who wrestled, who do you think won that match?
Trust me, I already know.
Right, but just
The simple fact. My thing is this. Okay, here's my thing. Did Edge really have to paint his face?
so I'm gonna stop calling him Edge as well. I decided that I'm going to call him Sexton Copeland, either that or Adam Hardcastle. I am going to give him a name that makes sense based on his past and present
Matter
because
of fact,
Adam Copeland to me
you put that in
sucks.
the chat too.
I did, sir. I'm going to call him Sexton Copeland. Or if you don't want to do the Sexton, you can just call him Sex Copeland. Either way works for me. Uh,
It's the hard castle for me. I was like, what? What is?
that used to be his name though, right? Before he was in WWE.
I'm pretty sure. I'm like, what? What's up
Yeah,
with
it was
hard
actually
castles about?
it was Sexton Hardcastle. So that's what I was saying. Like you could have used that or some derivative of that in Copeland, Adam Copeland, right? To kind of give you like, for instance, like you could have been Edge Hardcastle, Edge Copeland, because that's what Christian Cage did. He just added Cage to his name. But instead, you want to be Adam Copeland. When I hear that, it just sounds like paint drying. That's what Adam Copeland sounds like to me, paint drying. So I don't care about it. But yeah, Adam Copeland, Darby Allin, and Sting won, or Sexton Copeland, excuse me. Darby Allin and Sting won. Christian Cage ran away. Luchasaurus took the pin. Then you had Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, the Golden Jets against the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks wanted the stipulation. The Young Bucks win the match. The Golden Jets can no longer team together. If the Golden Jets win, they get the Young Bucks open-ended title shot that they won. So the Golden Jets won. Young
Of
Bucks
course.
no longer have their tag team title match
Of course,
guaranteed.
we gonna put you gonna put two of the main stars in a team, and then put a stipulation that if they lose, they can't be together.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like, come on now.
And then we had the match of the night. One complaint about this match, and if you saw it, you read about it, you know what I'm going to say. Swerve Strickland didn't need to be cut open so early. The Crimson Mask was not necessary to show the brutality of this match. The Texas Death Match between Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland made both of their careers. It showed you that Swerve is a guy, and Swerve right now is my favorite wrestler. I'm going to say that. Swerve is my favorite wrestler because his blend of power, athleticism, and speed is unheralded. The things that he can do when given an opportunity, a lot of other guys can't do. And he's actually getting a push. So a lot of like about what Swerve Strickland is doing right now. Plus his interest on is fire. All right, so then we have the TBS Championship. Chris Statlander defended against Sky Blue and Julia Hart. Long story short, Julia Hart is your new TBS champion, the youngest champion in AEW history. I believe she is 22. She talked a lot about the match and about winning and about how she came up from being enhancement talent / cheerleader for the Varsity Blondes to actually being the TBS champion. How much work she had to do to get there, how many levels she had to go through, and how she's so grateful to be part of Aleister Black's group, the House of Black. And she ended her interview by saying, "The house always wins," which is part of her song and their slogan. So I like that. I like that they made the move of taking the championship off of Chris Statlander because she was boring as the TBS champion. She's better suited to be a world champion. This belt is for people like Sky Blue, Julia Hart, those wrestlers, because they're kind of on the come up, and this is a way to establish yourself as a secondary women's champion. Chris Statlander needs the women's world championship. That's what she needs. Speaking of the women's world championship, Hikaru Shida went against timeless Toni Storm. Toni Storm is insane. She's this Marilyn Monroe type, just wild character. She's bought into who she is. It's crazy, but it actually works. And she won the match. So timeless Toni Storm is the new AEW Women's Champion.
The acceptance ceremony.
Oh ridiculous. But so part of her character. And since we're talking about the show a little bit, I have to go back to Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne.
I'm surprised you ain't bring that up right after you talked about it, because it
was on the tip of my tongue.
That situation that Okay,
Ooh.
AEW. If you're gonna do a storyline, don't make it confusing. That whole situation was confusing.
Bruh, it was wild for me. I laughed the entire time. So Christian came out, made Luchasaurus get on his knee, and said he's renaming both of them in his image. So he made Luchasaurus is now his finisher. So his name is now Kill Switch and no longer Luchasaurus. So then he gets to Nick
Sound like
Wayne.
a
Nick Wayne drops his knee.
sound like a
It
pet
does.
name.
It does. I mean, Luchasaurus does too, so it's whatever. And then Nick Wayne drops his knee, tells him to get up, says, "You're the son I never had." And he tells him his nickname is the Prodigy Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne's mom comes out. Christian Cage is talking smack. Luchasaurus gets in front of her. Christian kind of berates him a little bit. Then he knocks her down by pushing Luchasaurus into her. And he sets her up for a concerto. Before he can do the concerto, Sexton comes to the ring, Sexton Copeland, and says, it basically spears everybody. Then he gets to Nick Wayne, and actually his mom is begging him not to, but Sexton gives Nick Wayne a one-man concerto.
Concerto.
And yeah, so we're gonna see where that goes with Nick Wayne, the prodigy, and his mom, and that whole storyline with Luchasaurus. Uh, they've been sowing the seeds of a Luchasaurus turn. It's about time. He could still be a bad guy, but just not a bad guy under Christian's control. I would like him just being a wild, big, angry man. We need one of those.
It's confusing though. Like, wait a minute.
But it's a lot
This
going on with it. I get it. It's a lot going
wait a
on with it.
minute. You was literally finna smile here while your mom's finna catch a concerto.
I might just smile, hang out in the corner, just chilling and watching. All right. So the thing is, the more you dig into it, the more confused it gets. So I just let it go. So we got the AEW Tag Team Championship ladder match. Big Bill and Ricky Starks defeated FTR, the Facción Ingobernable, and the Kings of the Black Throne. If you don't watch AEW, you don't know who those teams are. You probably don't care
And
about this
still
part of
to
the
this
show, and I'll
point,
let
I
you
still
know.
don't know why Ricky starts in the big man still the tag team.
Because it works. You kind of sometimes just need two guys that work well together, and they work well together. They do. They look crazy, but they work well together. Then you had an international championship match between Orange Cassidy and John Moxley. Orange Cassidy won, which is a big story, but he completely handled John Moxley, which is a completely different story. Doesn't happen much. There's about 5 people you could say really like got it
Can
in
you
on
say
John Moxley.
no? Can you say that again? Because I don't think the people literally heard the words that came out of your mouth.
Let me repeat that for you in slow mo. Orange Cassidy completely manhandled the Wild Thing himself, one of the founding members of the BCC, the Blackpool Combat Club, John Moxley, in an international championship match. That's wild.
Why is that even possible?
That, sir, only one person has an answer for you. I think it was a good idea to have Orange Cassidy because I like Orange Cassidy to beat John Moxley. I like Mox, but I like Orange Cassidy. I want him to win. And then he goes to take some more perk. Uh,
You can have him win, but in
you can't
dominant
tell me Tony
fashion.
Khan. You can't tell me Tony Khan's not on all types of barbiturates and Percocets and stuff. You can't tell me he's not.
And it's not the fact that Orange Cassidy won. It's the fact that
I know
the
you're
way you treated
putting
John Moxley. Like,
you're
no.
putting him in rarefied air that it doesn't feel like he's done enough to deserve to be there. I get it, but when you're doing Molly and Percocets and barbiturates and all kinds of drugs, you don't care about that. It's just whatever drug-induced things pop in your mind. That allows me to feel okay and understand the booking in AEW. The guy that's doing the booking is on lots of drugs. Um, then we had an AEW World Championship match. I'm not even gonna get into details to you because it's we talk about confusing. It was ridiculous. I'm just gonna simply say that Jay White is upset about how the booking went for that match, and Jay White has every single right to be upset. The situation that Jay White was put in because of that booking, I think is tragic enough. It's terms for him to ask for his contract to be voided and made a free agent. If that's how you're gonna treat me, don't know if you have any thoughts on that, sir, but that's how I feel.
No, 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 no. I'm just gonna say we
Thumbs
had
up.
this man. We had this man have that belt for how long, and that's the best
That's the
time.
thing. He never even won a belt. There wasn't even a point in him keeping the belt, right? Like you could have did something like they did over at WWE where Tony Khan said you gotta give him his belt back or you lose your match. We didn't need to do this. This is ridiculous, especially when you knew this was the outcome. But that is going to be another show because we're going to have a show one of these days. We're going to talk about what's going on in AEW and what needs to be done to fix it. That's going to have to be when we have a lot of time, whole lot of time. Maybe like the show before Christmas or something when there may not be as much going on the shows. It's a bunch of filler fluff crap that we don't want to talk about, like they do every year. It might be a good time to do that, but that's going to take a while. It's going to take a long time. The playmaker, before we exit the premises, first want to let the people know this is a taped episode, guys. So if you're in the comments, you're giving comments, you're asking questions. You're like, oh, all of a sudden, y'all want to put my questions up, y'all want to answer my stuff. Tape show. We did that so things could be fresher for us, and also because it gives everyone an opportunity to hear all the thoughts that we have. But we're gonna sprinkle some live ones in too because, hey, we gotta interact some too. But this was a big week. We needed a lot. We needed to get a lot of things off of our chest. We need to make sure that we let you guys understand how we felt about what's been popping off in the land of professional wrestling and sports entertainment. So, Playmaker, any final thoughts, shout outs before we ride on out of here for the evening?
Raw's Monday Night Raw. It's the fallout. The final fallout of a Big Four pay per view for the year. It's gonna get nasty.
Well, the first half of the Fallout. SmackDown will have to fall out too.
SmackDown ain't gonna be as nasty as what Raw
I
gonna be.
don't know. I don't know because CM Punk and Randy Orton might be on there too.
Now, if they come out and say the free agents they ain't signed to a specific brand, then yeah.
There might be.
As
I think
far
we're
as we
going to at
know,
least get CM Punk.
as far as we know, he's on Raw. They both on Raw. As far as we
I
know.
think we're going to at least get CM Punk on both this week. We're going to probably get him on both at least this week just because, they want to do the whole Jay Cargill thing.
I'm glad you brought that up. Triple H, they doing what you wanted them to do. They are doing exactly what you wanted them to do.
Thank you.
Triple H,
Women in the locker room, thank you.
They asked him the question during the press conference. Triple H said he wants to make sure when he's ready to throw her out there, she's ready for whatever.
She's stiff. She's a stiff worker. So that's good. You don't need her at the moment.
So now I'm thinking Royal Rumble time.
I think that would be a good time to have her. She could even win it, and I wouldn't be mad. Because just because you win the match doesn't mean you win the championship. She could win it and challenge one of them and lose, and I wouldn't be mad.
So they taking their time. They making sure they get this right, which is what Koo asked.
Making sure, yes, make sure she don't kill all the women in the locker room. That's real.
So far,
Or at least Andrew killing might be a
so
little bit too much.
so far,
Maybe Andrew.
they going cool. They going Cool's way.
You want to go the right way, man? Just listen to me. Tell me. That's a joke, by the way.
But outside of that, that's it. I'm just as hyped as y'all for Monday Night Raw. It's gonna get nasty on there. Michael Cole's gonna be
Monday
on
Night Raw.
his own commentary. He's gonna have Wade Barrett, and the fact that Wade Barrett went on commentary for Survivor Series, and the first time we gonna hear his verses on Monday Night Raw, I'm just sitting here Wade Barrett talking now.
Yo, so I don't know what Wade Barrett's talking about half the time. I'm gonna be honest, but the guy seems very insightful and very like funny. Part of that could be because I don't know what he's talking about, but half the time, but it's
It's,
he's good in his own way, and it brings something different to the table. And
it's
plus,
the
he
accent.
knows stuff. Yeah, but some of the stuff he's saying, I'm like, what? But it still works. Now,
Oh, and by the way, thank you, Corey Graves. Glad to have you back. Congratulations to you and
yes,
Carmella on your child. Good to see you back.
yes, no more one night uh, commentary guest commentators because that was tough.
I enjoy Royal Dog.
I enjoyed Road Dog too, but they had more than one.
Okay, the Kevin
If you
Owens one,
smell,
that was a storyline thing. Okay.
yes, but that was very brutal.
I'm
That was
just
tough.
I'm still laughing how he did the highlight of him punching what you call it up in the face. He did
Yo,
a whole he did a whole
why he
like
gonna
football highlight.
why are they gonna stand there and let somebody double punch him and then get mad? Like I don't even understand what they're upset about. He told you I'm gonna punch you both. He lined you up and you let him. Now you're mad because he did what you let him do.
No, I think they're more mad about it. He made it a highlight like he was commentating football. He doing the
Well, what did you think
replay.
he was going to
You
Kevin
see this
Owens?
right
That's
here?
what he does.
You see this right here? That joke was funny.
He did like he had like Tony Romo be doing. He was circling stuff and all that. It's crazy. It
That
was
was
funny.
funny.
But for me, man, I'm just happy that we got some things happening in the world of professional wrestling, some good storylines. Even AEW seems at least have a couple of decent storylines. So there's something to look forward to. There's plots that you can kind of like, all right, I want to see what happens with this. And as always, if y'all want the bloodline thing to be cared about, add more people and stop these games. Stop this tomfoolery nonsense and haberdashery. Nobody takes Jimmy Uso seriously. He's a sucker. He's a C-list at best player. I don't know how you're gonna build him up for a match for him and Jay in the end of the way, but with Jay doing it's me Uso that day one at the end of the match. It's main event Jay Uso against Jobber Jimmy Uso. Come on now. And you gave the wrong moves to the wrong Uso, by the way. Just want to say that. But that being said, man, we are out. We appreciate everyone who watches. Make sure you like, make sure you share. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. And as I like to always say, make sure you tell 2 of your friends and 4 of your enemies about this particular broadcast. Just because they don't like you doesn't mean they won't like us. With that being said, we're moving out for the week. We shall return next week. And when we return, be ready. We got some stuff for you.